Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wrassle Graps. My name is Chris.
My name is Vincent.
We're back here today talking about the biggest show of this past weekend, TNA
Biggest
Rebellion.
show of the month. Uh,
TNA Rebellion, let's get into it.
I think we have different ideas of what we're talking about here. You see, I thought we were talking about WrestleMania. So,
Well, that show didn't even happen yet.
see, I'm kind of confused. I'm not gonna lie.
You told me, let's watch the biggest show of the weekend. I sat there and I watched OGB take a pair of tongs and grab Mr. Uggins's nuts with the tongs. And you're telling me that wasn't the right show to watch?
No, no. I told you we're gonna watch the biggest show of the month. So I thought that was pretty clear of what that was.
Why did you think it was WrestleMania for? It didn't even happen yet. That's this week.
Are you sure? I watched the one. It was like Shawn Michaels was there, and it was like the Undertaker was there. And they were having a match. That's not what we were supposed to watch.
That could be two of them.
It was one of them. It was one of them.
Well, we got the wrong notes anyway. I
Personally,
guess
I
we could
think it
talk
was match
about.
of the year. I think it was match of the year.
Well, since we got the wrong ones, I guess we could talk about AEW Dynasty. We both watched that yesterday.
Oh, right. Slipped my head. I forgot about that.
I don't know how it was 4 hours and 16 minutes. We sat here and watched it. You watched the pre-show. You watched 0 hour.
No, I watched the press conference. I watched that.
You watched all of it.
Yeah, I basically watched the whole entire thing. I mean, top to bottom. And
This is
we're
what
gonna
the
get into all of it right now.
this right
This,
here. This is what the sickos look like. It's him.
yeah, I was really sick yesterday. I'm still sick to this day.
Anyway, yeah, let's get into this show. Starts off Bucks versus Okada and Takeshita.
Honestly,
Love
this
this
might be
match.
match of the night. Honestly. I'm not gonna lie, because it was a really good opener. To be honest.
It was a great opener. I think they shouldn't have made this the opener. Simple fact that nothing really topped this for the rest of the night.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like this was match of the night. I mean, there was not a lot to complain about with this match.
There's nothing to complain about, really.
No, I mean, yeah, the ending too with the Takeshita and Okada, where Takeshita refused to help Okada. That was interesting enough. I mean, I think this was the best. It might be the best thing on the show.
I I think I'm gonna have to agree with that. I don't know if that's a hot take for this show, but I'm gonna say it. Bucks versus
I don't think
Okada
it
and
is.
Takeshita.
I think I've seen a lot of people agree with that take.
It's match of the night right there. And then you have the fantastic match. You have the story of Okada and Takeshita trying to work together. You get probably some of the best Young Bucks wrestling we've seen in a while. And then you get the Takeshita turn at the end, building up to Double or Nothing. Probably Okada and Takeshita. Ready for that match. No
I
complaints
can't
here.
wait. Can't wait for that. I think they should have saved it for All In, but that's fine.
And all in this.
All In these nuts.
Hey, I hate it here. I want that note.
Wait,
Someone
before
write
we
that
get
down.
into all this, I put a poll on Threads asking people what they thought of the show, and most people thought it was really good.
What were the options?
Really good, all right, and not good. And they picked really good most of them.
Out of curiosity, how many people picked not good?
There's a few, I think. I don't think it was many. Yeah, it was mostly good and all right, and really good.
I can't see an argument for anything other than good.
I honestly would pick good. Yeah, I would pick good.
That's just me. I guess we'll talk about it
I mean,
more.
we're gonna
But
get to that later. Yeah,
we talked about the best match of the night. Let's talk about candidate for worst match of the night. Jericho and Rick O'Shea.
I don't want to say is it the worst match of the night. I don't know.
No, it's you know what, you're right. It's not worse than the Casino Gauntlet and the Dogs, but
Marina Shafir. Yeah, I got it.
I
Yep.
don't see that wasn't on the actual show. I can't even blame her.
That was on the pre-show. I thought it was actually, for what it's worth, Marina Shafir, I didn't mind your match last night. Okay.
I will say this isn't a bad match, but it's definitely bottom three.
It's definitely not the best match on the show. There was some cool spots, especially the code breaker after Ricochet jumped off the top rope. That catching code breaker. That was pretty cool.
Let me start off with the positives. Actually, you know what? That's probably better. This match was better than it had any right to be, all things considered.
But there was some flaws here in this match. I mean, the biggest flaw is that fucking Jericho didn't win the match. Okay, so Ricochet won the match, which is what you didn't want to see, because I mean, I felt like this was built for Jericho to win in the first place.
I thought that was the obvious thing we were doing here, but now that he didn't win, what this points towards is a multi-month feud with Ricochet, and that's what you don't want.
That's exactly what we don't want. Yeah, I understand the whole thing. He probably, I mean, he most likely thought this would help him, but I feel like Jericho winning would have helped him more, you know?
No, when Jericho left, people used to call it the Jericho vortex because you get stuck in that and it takes all your momentum. Why you would think it's a good idea to be stuck in that, I don't know why.
I don't fucking know. I mean, look, you were putting over all these people already in the last run that you had, you know? I mean, and you were gone for a year, so what does this fucking do for Ricochet in the first place?
So what happens is Ricochet wins because of involvement from the Demand. They both
I
help him
honestly
out.
thought that Codebreaker, I mean, that would have been the perfect ending to this match.
No, the end of the match should have been the Codebreaker counter. That the Codebreaker counter after Ricochet jumped off the top, that should have been the end of it. Why it wasn't, I don't know.
I have no idea. I mean, honestly, well, I guess we'll see why, but I don't
I
really
all I
want.
know. I told you last night, if the you make the match Jericho versus Ricochet, because Ricochet is one of the few guys you can have Jericho beat, and nobody's upset about it.
Right. Well, I
Like it's
mean,
fine.
obviously, that didn't happen.
So I don't know what direction they're going with now, because that doesn't make sense.
Who knows? It's going to be probably more ass than it would have been if Jericho won.
All right, let's move on to the next match here. But well, actually, before that, I want to clarify: not fully against modern Jericho. Jericho to yesterday looked better than Jericho looked the entirety of his last run,
He hit the Lion's Soul perfectly.
and that's really all you can ask for these days.
Exactly.
So now let's move on to Andrade versus Darby. If Darby wins, he gets an AEW World Championship
Mhm.
match.
I've seen a lot of people claim this as their best match of the show.
And if you said that, that's fine too. This was really good.
This was good. Yeah, it was pretty good.
My only complaint here is why do I see the outline of Andrade's penis in every match?
It's because you're looking at it. I mean, I don't know
I'm
why you're
not
looking
looking at
at
it.
it.
He's wearing bright yellow trunks, and it's just there.
You're looking at it.
I swear to
I
God.
didn't look once. I didn't look once. I couldn't see it.
I swear he wears the bright yellow and the certain trunks that make it pop out more.
Nah. But what I did see was Darby Allin won with the Lucky Supper.
Last Supper.
My notes here, it says Lucky Supper. So,
You just don't know what it's called. That's on you.
whatever. I got the supper part right.
Good enough, I guess. But
But the
Darby wins.
problem here is that
Hmm.
Andrade shook the hand of Darby Allin after the match.
That's not a problem.
That is the problem. What do you mean?
Why is it a
For
problem? He
him, for
respects Darby.
Andrade, because he's in the Don Callis family.
He doesn't have to be a dick all the time. You can just respect Darby.
No. He has to be a dick because he's a Don Callis guy.
What? Takeshita's in the Don Gallows family, and he just turned face.
Well, he's not going to be in the Don Callis family for long, is he?
We don't know that. We don't know that.
I know a lot of things.
He watches the media scrum at the end, thinks he knows it.
Yeah, I know, man. I know what Tony Khan's thinking up there. He drinks black coffee.
Look, I'm not a coffee drinker, but I don't trust anybody that drinks straight up coffee.
I drink black coffee, but I drink it with sugar, so it's
You're
different.
putting something in there. I mean, it's crazier because you're putting sugar in there, and you're like, how much caffeine do you need on a personal level?
I don't know, man. I mean, I need a lot of caffeine to truly survive.
He's trying to match the levels of Tony Khan. You're never getting there, bud.
Tony Khan is another. I mean, a lot of people are on more crazier levels than me. You know,
Yeah, but it seems
it
like you're
always
trying to get
surprises me. I'm trying to aspire to be, or I'm trying to get there. Exactly.
there. All right, well, It's inspired to move on to the next match here, FTR versus Cope and Christian. This was good. I liked it. I was really surprised that Cope and Christian did not win the belts here.
Cage and Cope. Yeah, I thought they were gonna win this match. I mean, FTR beat their wife, or yeah, beat their wife. So I thought that was
No,
gonna happen.
no. Rephrase that. Rephrase it.
No.
I'll rephrase it for you. FTR beat up Edge's wife. They didn't beat their own wives and go into. They didn't assert dominance in their household and such.
I was correct though. You can't say I wasn't right.
No, what you were.
Yeah, I was. What do
The
you mean?
wording that you used insinuates two very different things.
Hey man, I'm just the messenger.
And picture notes.
All right. I'll edit it right now.
So you do FTR versus Copenhagen. This is the long-standing thing of the entire night. Actually, no, like none of the faces win anything here, besides Darby.
Oh yeah, Darby won. That's true. But yeah,
Like
it
a
was a big heel night. Big heel night.
big heel night, you know. FTR win. You get the
Pretty
Jericho
good.
loss against Ricochet. You get the Ospreay loss. MJF win.
Yeah, the match itself was pretty good. It was better than I expected, to be honest. I expected it to be a little worse. It was very slow, I would say that. But there was some good moments in here, especially Christian coming in. He had a bunch of heat or a bunch of speed with him. He was going very fast. I think Cope got in there eventually. He started picking up speed, so it was okay.
Cope got busted open hard way by the belt.
Yeah, he got busted open. He was bleeding on his face.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed this better than their first encounter.
Yeah, no revenge for the wife beating in this match.
Hate to see it. You really do. So then they announce that I guess not so much announced. They show a replay backstage of Camille beating down on Willow.
Oh,
And then
yeah, I
Willow,
saw that, man, on the pre-show.
yeah, you're the only one that saw it on the pre-show. Um, so Willow cuts a promo and she says, you know what, I'm not 100%. Let's have a match at Spring Breakthrough on Wednesday.
Spring break, baby. No dynamite. Let's go.
Yeah, it's not Spring Break anymore. It's Spring Breakthrough.
Oh, that's just a lot more dangerous.
I don't like it.
No,
I'm uncomfortable with the wording.
definitely. It's very creative. I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's because it's breaking through the two nights, but that's not necessary.
Break these.
All right, well, let's break into the next match, I guess. Casino Gauntlet match. This was something that should have been on the pre-show.
No, I mean, look, it should have been there, but at least we got a good winner in this match.
Okay, yeah, but like, I didn't care.
Pax Black Arrow onto everybody outside the ring was incredible.
Yeah, but like, there's moments in this match that are cool, but not cool enough to be on this pay-per-view.
Cool. Living embodiment of cool is Kevin Knight. And he won this match.
Like,
He's
I'm
the
very
new
happy for him.
PvP champion.
I'm very happy for him. You know, he's one of the guys in this match that I would have said should have won, but I didn't need to see this.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That is fair. Taking time away from the show, not really necessary. It got a lot of people on the show for sure, but yeah, I don't know. But I honestly I didn't mind it that much.
See, I would have much rather it have been a fatal four-way match, and then what it is instead is Ciampa, Roosh, uh, Pac, and Kevin Knight, and then that's all it is.
Yeah,
And
Halo
then I would
series.
have been much. Didn't- Well, yeah, I'm just saying what I would have preferred to have been, but
I
all the
would have.
participants are.
Here's what I would have preferred. I would have preferred El Clone to be the champion.
Let's run through all the participants quick. Ciampa, Roosh, Bandito, Speedball, El Clone, Pac, Garcia, Bowens, Knight, and Yuta.
Yeah, I mean, was Yuta in the match for real? Oh, he was, man. He came out there
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he was bald on his head. Yeah.
I was watching it and I saw it, and you kept going, "Yeah, who's that?" And for some reason, I kept saying, "Yeah, it's Daniel Garcia."
Yeah, you know what Daniel Garcia looks like? He looks like a British guy, British build.
There's some things about it,
Yeah.
but as much as I didn't care about the match, shouts out Kevin Knight, happy for him.
Yeah. Happy for him as well. He said this is a nice stepping stone to get to the tag team championships.
Wrong. That's so
That's
incorrect.
what he said. So
No,
I don't know.
no.
I'm not
Now
making
I'm
this up.
against it. No,
That's
now
what
I'm
he
against it.
said.
What is
That's
it
what
with
he.
this? No, what is it with this TNT belt that people win it and they're like, cool, then let me win something else. Dude, why don't you just focus on the belt you have?
I don't know, man. That's what he fucking said on the post show.
Now I'm so against it. Now I don't. Now, you know what? It should have been back. Back wouldn't have said some stupid shit like that.
Okay, that's fair. I'm not gonna lie.
Nothing undervalues you winning your first singles title, like saying, man, now you get to win the tag belts again.
I mean, never won the tag belts. I think he had the trios belts.
But still, like, come on, the point still stands.
All right. I mean, he can't break away from the other guy, so
Yes, you can. Mike Bailey. I've said, dude, I don't get it. I don't get it.
well, that's your fault. I mean, I get it. I get it a lot.
When it comes to AEW, Mike Bailey is my little Sebastian, okay? Everyone loves him. I don't get it.
I love Mike Bailey. He'll always be. I never used to like Mike Bailey, but he got into AEW. Now I'm a big fan.
All Bro's done is just be there. He's just there.
No, he's the glue. You just don't get it, man. You just don't get it. He's the glue of everything. He's the only thing that makes it good.
That's a lie. That's a bold-faced lie.
That's the truth.
Incorrect, factually.
Factually correct. I mean, think about everything good that you've seen in AEW. What it has it in
Yeah,
common? Mike
Mike
Bailey
Bailey
there.
wasn't there.
He's there.
No, he wasn't.
Kenny Omega, MJF, Mike Bailey, right there.
Find me where Mike Bailey was during the Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page.
He was there. He was. He just didn't see him. He was right
I
there.
want the picture. I want a picture. I want the freeze frame. I want a picture.
All right, we'll get you the picture very soon. In about very many business days.
What, February the 17th?
That's what I say. Yeah.
Okay. So, Hayter versus Thekla is up next. Good match. Really good match. Only
Oh my
problem
god,
was
this actually might be up there with the for my like if I'm ranking this might be up there with my favorite on the show.
my only gripe with this is that no one ever believed that Hayter was going to win.
It was too predictable, but I didn't mind the match itself.
That's my only gripe. Otherwise, like you said, match fantastic. Uh, Sleeper hit, really.
Sleeper. I mean, not a lot of people are saying this, man. Not a lot of people are saying this is one of their favorite matches on the show, but it is, and there should have been more women's matches on the show.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. The only other women's match was Marina Shafir match. I know you don't want to see that.
That doesn't count. It's on the fucking pre-show. I'm saying on the main show there should be more women's matches.
Yeah, depends on what it is. Really depends on what it is.
There was a rope controversy, and Thekla got the win. That's what happened.
There was. She cheated to win.
Oh well.
So we get to next up.
Easy
My
cheesy.
I say my most anticipated, but not my favorite. Little underwhelming. Mox and Ospreay.
A little underwhelming because I felt like this could have been better. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Most of this was built around the neck. You know, Ospreay's
Neck-based
trying to
off.
break. He's trying to break the neck of Mox, and then Mox would do moves to Will Ospreay to go
And
after
then
his neck.
Brian Danielson was on commentary.
And Ospreay would sell sometimes, and sometimes he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Then there was that bit at the end that really pissed me off. What was it? The curb stomp into the
Oh my
two
god. No,
into
okay,
the
before that. Jon Moxley hits a power driver on the steel stairs outside the ring.
right, and
And
then he
then
rolls him into the ring. He
the
curb
DT
stomps
as
him.
well,
He
outside the ring.
hits the yeah, then he curb stomps him in the ring. hits the Death Rider, and then he pins Ospreay just from the kick out.
And that didn't make any sense because after that he does another one, and then Ospreay's done for the match. He loses.
There's nothing I hate more than undervaluing a finisher like that.
What the fuck was the point of kicking out if you're gonna lose anyway? Right after that.
Stupid. It's so stupid. I hate that. If anyone asks from now on, that match ended after all that stuff.
That was the dumbest shit on the show, honestly.
Underwhelming. If they do a rematch, I really
I
hope
would
that
not.
they do better.
Don't do that. Yeah.
But Mox is still champion. I don't mind this. Some people might. I'm not mad at it. Mox is one of the most consistent things in this company.
That is what it is. I could care less. Yeah.
Moving on, Darby says he will challenge the winner of MJF and Kenny Omega to a match
Was
on
he
Dynamite for the
recording
belt.
the interview after match or before the match?
But
Because he had that coat on still.
it was, I guess he just put the coat back on.
I would think so, but I'm saying, what if, in real life, what if he actually recorded it before the match?
IRL, he probably did.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, I guess he just put the coat back on, did the interview, and said, Wednesday we're in Seattle, Washington, where I started my wrestling career. Let's have a AEW World Championship match there.
Honestly, the more that you say that, I actually do think he might win the match.
I don't want him to win.
I'm saying that because it's Washington, right? So Tony Khan's, he always loves the hometown win,
Sure, but this is the wrong
And
time
he
to do that.
loves Darby Allin.
I want to clarify this is the wrong time to do that.
I wouldn't do it. If I was doing it, if I was the booking it, I would do Darby has to chase the belt for a little bit longer.
He shouldn't win until All In, I would say.
Yeah, why not do what you're going to do last year and have Darby make it All In if you're going to do this? Which I'm not even a big fan of Darby chasing the belt, but if he has to, make it a little bit longer.
I agree. I don't want him to win on Wednesday. But for now, let's get to the second to last match here. The Dogs versus Roger Strong, Orange Cassidy, and the returning Kyle O'Reilly.
They did a little entrance here, especially the only guys with, or no, before. They're the first guys with a special entrance on this show.
This match and the concept of it pissed me off before it even started. Don't even get me started on the fact of the ending.
I just don't think this match should have happened on the show. It's a Dynamite Collision match. I don't know what to tell you.
So, the night before, the Dogs win the belts, the trios belts,
Yippee.
from Jet Speed and Mascara Dorado, which was supposed to be a big deal on the last show. And now it's
Yeah.
not because they lost the belts in less than a month.
Exactly.
So then the Dogs, for some reason, they're defending the belts 24 hours later against Strong, Cassie, and the mystery guy, which ends up being Kyle. And then during the match, Gabe Kidd gets injured. So now the match suffers because of that. You have a dude injured, and now new champs.
This is fucking ridiculous. This shouldn't have happened on the show to begin with. He wouldn't have got injured.
No, there should have been a Dynamite match. And I hate the trios titles. I'm going to say it.
These trios belts, it's unfortunate. What's going on with the trios belts? Especially in a promotion that can make it work,
When I was younger, I grew up watching.
The
What was
Shield.
it?
I watched The Shield.
Not the Shield.
Oh.
They were good. I grew up watching SmackDown, back in the day, where every main event would be a 6-man tag match, and you'd be like, "Oh, this again." And that's what a 6-man tag reminds me of, especially one like this.
You're gonna go 1-on-1 with the Undertaker, player.
No, that's 1-on-1. That's different.
Okay.
But this reminds me of just having random 6-mans just to have random 6-mans, and I hate that.
Yeah. I definitely don't like this, especially right here. I understand it's supposed to be like a break sort of match, but just don't do that. Just don't do that.
I don't know. I don't know if it was supposed to go the way it went. I don't know if Strong and Cassie and Kai were supposed to win the belts, or they only won because of the injury. But regardless, I didn't like any of this. Well, I liked it because I liked Strong, Cassidy, and Kyle, but everything else around it I didn't like.
Exactly.
So let's go on to a better match in MJF versus Kenny Omega.
Yes. Very good match. A little bit slow. Not bad, though.
They had the match you would expect them to have, especially since Kenny wasn't winning.
Yes. I mean, there's a ref bump in the match as well, right?
There is. There is.
And then
After
MJF stole the ring from his pocket. And then he used the ring at the end.
Well, it only got there because the ref took it at the beginning of the match. He tried to be smart. He said, I know you're going to use the ring. Give it here now. But then he gets it back later anyway.
Punches him right in the, what was it? What was it again? What's his sickness that he has?
Diverticulitis.
The diverticulitis, right into the diverticulitis. And then that really changed the course of the match.
Well, I mean, I did like the finish of this for MJF. So Kenny sets up the table on the outside at the beginning of the match and doesn't get used till the end when the ref is down. And then the new ref comes in after Kenny hits the one ring angel and MJF kicks out because it took too long for the new ref to get there. They wrestle to the ring apron. And then MJF has the ring on, ref doesn't see it. Punches Kenny in the stomach. Hits the pile driver on the outside through the table and hits a heat seeker to win.
Yeah. Do you think the Undertaker would have been proud?
I like to believe so.
Yeah, I think so. I think he would have been very proud.
I don't think he watched the show, but I think that he was at home booking AAA, working on AAA, and he just felt it and he smiled a bit. Then he went back to writing AAA.
Grande Americano and the other one. And they fight each other.
Yeah, classic.
Every episode.
Unironically, not even kidding, better than 80% of the feuds going into WrestleMania.
No, I like the feud. I do. On AAA television.
I'd rather watch it than 80% of the matches at WrestleMania.
Especially Cody and Randy Orton.
Well, now, yeah.
Yeah.
For that guy,
Anyway, good match here, MJF.
that said we only like WWE, this one's for you, bud.
Yeah, whoever that was. Probably a lot of people. Probably a lot of people.
But anyway, that was AEW Dynasty. I really enjoyed most of it, but there was 3 matches I was a little iffy on. And for that, I'm going to say it is a thumbs up, but not a double thumbs up.
It's a thumbs up. I mean, it was enjoyable. It was long. I didn't really. I think I'm used to it now. Actually, I'm not saying that's a good thing. I think they should still shorten the show, take out some of the fat of the show, make it more enjoyable. Thumbs up. Perfect rating.
Once again, these pay-per-views are 4 hours long. Tony Khan decides to start them at 8 p.m. on a Sunday. I got work on Monday, Tony. For fuck's sake,
There's no
please.
reason your show should be ending on Monday when it started on Sunday.
If you're gonna do this, you start at 7 p.m. like a reasonable person, or you do it on Saturday. Don't do it at 8 p.m. on a Sunday. I will pay you extra to do that.
A lot of people have missed this show, and that's unfortunate. Because it's hard to catch up on the show like this when it's this long.
That's very true. I'm not even kidding, by the way. I was just scrolling on YouTube, my basic feed. I found a video called 4.12.26, and it was all 4 hours of the show.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you say that?
YouTube's not going to find that. No one listens to this. You know what? For someone who did listen to all of this and they got to the end, now they can look it up. And if they find
that video doesn't exist.
Look, man, now if they find it before YouTube takes it down, bonus for them. I just helped them find AEW Dynasty for free.
Fucking snitching on the podcast, man.
I'm trying to help out the community.
All right, man. Could have said like Daily Motion. You're like, yeah, whatever.
It wasn't Daily Motion.
Whatever.
No, you just snitched on Daily Motion. That's you.
I'm saying, bro. I mean, we're already snitching. Why do we have to stop snitching?
Hey, I wasn't trying to start. I was just trying to be helpful.
You're over here, like, you can find it for free over here and over here.
I know. Yeah, I just said one spot, and then you said Daily Motion.
Daily Mo. I mean, okay. Where else do you go for free shows? Okay, free matches. Daily Motion. That's where you go.
Oh no, but if you want the podcast that's consistently hitting you with daily motion. Remember, like, comment, subscribe.
We have zero motion.
Don't say that. Just let it happen. Let me do
Okay.
whatever. I was doing a thing.
We have motion.
Remember, you know what?
Motion
Whatever.
is motion.
Whatever. Don't like, don't comment, don't subscribe. Don't give us a 5-star review. We don't want that on the podcasting platforms. And do not follow us on any social medias. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.